What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be sitting down and answering a ton of questions that you guys asked me on the community tab. So this is kind of going to be like a 2-month life update in Korea, and if you have a question that I didn't answer in this video, just leave it in the comments below and I'll do a part 2 to this video in a couple of weeks. Before we get started, make sure you are subscribed to my channel. I know a lot of my videos tend to show up on people's home pages and they think they're subscribed to me, but they're really not. So double check that. And also, if you want to see more behind the scenes about my life in Korea, make sure you follow me on Instagram. If this is your first time on my channel, hey, what's up? My name is Adrienne. I'm 22 years old, and back in August I moved to Busan, South Korea to be an English teacher. So I've been here for over 2 months now, and I just do vlogs and stuff on my channel. So if you like that type of content, don't miss out and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. If you guys have any type of content that you want to see on my channel this fall and winter, make sure you let me know in the comments, because I'm starting to kind of plan out what videos I'm going to make. So if there's anything you want to see, definitely let me know. But anyways, you guys asked so many good questions, so thank you if you asked one, and let's just go ahead and get started. All right, so the first question is, did you see yourself becoming a teacher, and do you feel fulfilled at your current job? I never ever envisioned myself becoming a teacher. I studied finance and econ in college, which I really enjoyed studying those topics, but by the time graduation came, I just was not inspired by that at all. And I actually always really admired teachers, and I kind of always wondered what my life would be like if I was a teacher, because I love children and I've always felt very passionate about teaching children. But obviously by the time I went to college, I picked to study business. Now that I am a teacher, I just have to say, like, I have so much respect for teachers, because it is a hard job, but it is so incredibly fulfilling. At least I feel incredibly fulfilled. So hard to explain, like, how good of a feeling it is to know that you are impacting all of these children's lives. And even though they probably won't remember me this time 10 years from now, I do feel like I'm making a difference, which is something that I always wanted to be sure my career involved. It's just, I don't know, I feel like I can't picture myself doing any other job than teaching English right now. So yes, I love it. The next question is, what's the most difficult thing you've had to deal with since living in South Korea, and how is it different from America? So I got a lot of questions about how is America different from South Korea, so I'm just gonna do a whole video on that, so stay tuned for that. But what's the most difficult thing I've had to deal with? Probably just the language. Obviously, like, I'm going to these Korean classes once a week, and all of my friends here are Korean, which really does help me learn a lot more language. For example, like, if I go to a restaurant and the menu is all in Korean, I have to rely on my friends that I'm with to read me the menu. So stuff like that is just kind of like a pain, but it's the type of thing that I know over time is gonna become a lot easier, and it's nothing that can't be fixed. So yeah, the language is probably just the hardest part, but yeah, I feel really lucky, because like the most difficult thing is something that I think is gonna be really easy to overcome, so that's good. Next question is, how did you decide to go to Korea and get your job there? I actually did a whole video on this a couple of weeks ago, so I'm gonna have that linked below. They also asked, are you staying in Korea for the rest of your life, or are you moving back to America? This is really hard to answer, because you can't really plan that far in advance with the future. All I can say right now is I don't have any plans on moving back to America anytime soon. I love it here. The next question is, what is the sustainability like in Korea? Is it as trendy to be eco-friendly as it is in the US? I really like this question, because yeah, in the US it is super trendy to be eco-friendly. You have, you know, like reusable bags and straws and cups everywhere, and they do have, you know, reusable bags and cups and straws here, but I don't think it's as prevalent as it is in America. One thing I will say though is I feel like Korea's recycling game is a lot better than America. Every apartment complex has these different bins for every single type of thing you could recycle, and you separate it. Here it's like paper, plastic, glass, vinyl bags. There's like a different category. There's like 5 different recycling bins in my building. So I do think in Korea, people recycle here more than from what I saw in America. The next question is the school you work at an English speaking school? If not, how do you communicate if you're not fluent in Korean? So yes, I teach at an English school, which means that all of my coworkers, they speak English. All of my coworkers are Korean. I only have one coworker that's not Korean, and all of my coworkers, they speak really good English. So they all like studied abroad, either in like England or America or Australia. So there's never been any kind of communication issue with the people I work with, and I think that's one of the reasons that I feel like I'm doing pretty well here, because when I go to work, I'm able to express my feelings and I can talk to my coworkers and have like genuine conversations with them because we speak the same language. But if you're working in a public school, it might not be the same, because I believe most public schools don't have many foreign teachers. So if you're at a public school, you might be the only one that speaks English, but I can't say for sure. I think it just depends on what school you are working at. The next question is, what are your lesson plans like? So I know a lot of you guys are curious about this, and I do want to make a video in the future showing you guys kind of how I lesson plan and what all of that kind of stuff is. So pretty much I teach 7 different classes at my school, all in the same day, and so some of my classes I do like a full-on lesson plan for, and then some of my classes I'm just teaching out of a book, like a workbook. So some of my classes I don't lesson plan for, I'm just like literally going through the book with them. But the classes I do lesson plan for, I always start out with just a short introduction. The classes are only 40 minutes each, so I don't have a ton of time. And then I have some kind of curriculum that I'm teaching them. Usually I use like flashcards, or the kids really love like the, you know, what are they called? The Velcro boards that you can like push the stuff up against the Velcro board and like make sentences and pictures and stuff. And then I always do an activity. So I teach the lesson for about 15 minutes to kind of like teach them the material, and then I implement it. So then I always have to have some kind of activity ready for them. So usually that activity is either something like cutting and pasting, or writing sentences, or coloring and stuff like that. So there's 2 main parts to the lesson, which is introducing the material and then implementing the material. And then I always end the lesson off just by kind of reviewing what we learned and telling them what we're going to be talking about the following day. Somebody asked, what do you love most about Korea and what do you miss about home? So there's so much I love about Korea, but I think what I love the most is just the convenience of everything. It is so easy to get from point A to point B, in Busan at least. I know it might be a little harder if you're in Seoul, because Seoul is so big, but in Busan it's super easy, even though Busan is still a huge city. It's so cheap to take the subway somewhere, or the bus, or even taxis are so cheap. So I really do love that, and I feel so lucky because really I only have to take the subway if I'm going to the beach or to hang out with my friend. Since I live close to my work, I just walk to work every day. So I love not having to drive my car and like buy gas and stuff like that. It's just so nice. And then I also just love how convenient everything else is. So for example, like on my street there's like 3 different convenience stores like right here if I wanted to get something, or there's like hundreds of cafes, and if you need to order food like at 3 a.m. there's like hundreds of different restaurants that will deliver food to you in the middle of the night. I just really love how convenient everything is. It makes life so incredibly easy. As far as what I miss the most about home, I think one of the things I miss the most is, besides my family, my friends and stuff, is I really liked how in America there's such a big kind of like health food culture. There's like salad bars everywhere and juice places everywhere. This is so like first world of me to complain about, but I really miss that, like going and just being able to like make your own salad. There's not a ton of places like that here. If you want to have salad, like you can just go to the store and buy your own stuff to make one. But I do miss like Kava and Chipotle and Whole Foods and Trader Joe's. Oh, I miss Trader Joe's. So really small things like that, but I did take like the Trader Joe's and stuff like that for granted. Lena asked, do you ever get burnt out from work and then content creating? So no, I really don't think I do, and that's because I always listen to my body. If I just really don't feel like filming or editing one day, I just don't. I tell myself it's okay, you'll do it the next day, and that's really why I don't have an upload schedule, because that just puts a lot of pressure on me. So if I had a really exhausting day at work and I planned on filming a video and I just come home and I'm not feeling it, I just don't. I just do it the next day instead. I think it's really important to listen to your body when you're tired, and luckily for me, I feel like I'm in a really good routine, and I kind of like to do 50% of my evenings after work I just take to myself and I do whatever I want, and 50% I do YouTube. I love YouTube. It brings me so much joy, but obviously like if I'm tired and I'm just not feeling 100%, I don't want to film or edit, but I really don't feel like I'm burnt out because I have a good kind of balance of, you know, work and play. All right, so next, I actually got a ton of questions about how to make friends when you move somewhere new. So I'm just gonna like kind of cover all those questions at once. The biggest advice I have for making friends in a new country is just to put yourself out there and like take people up on like coffee dates if someone wants to get coffee with you, or just like walking around the city with someone. Like you can actually have like genuine conversations with somebody doing something simple like that. I feel really lucky in the way that I was able to make friends with girls that I work with. I work with mostly all women, so I mean, they're always kind of like wanting to like hang out with each other and stuff like that. Also, if you move somewhere, I highly recommend seeing if there's like a Facebook group, which there probably is, for expats living in that area. So we have a ton of Facebook groups here in Korea for foreigners living here, and all the time girls are posting on there like, hey, does anybody want to meet up, hang out, get coffee? And it seems like a lot of people meet up with each other on that. I personally have never met anyone from a Facebook group, but I do think like a lot of people meet people that way. When you move to a new country though, you have to be willing to have like an open mind and try new things, and it's just really important to remember that like solid connections are not going to form overnight unless it's some kind of like fate friendship that was like meant to be like your long lost soulmate. Like genuine friendships, they take time to develop. So I just like want you guys to remember that, because I would never want people to think that I just came here and then bam, I had like a bunch of friends immediately. I just put in effort and I said yes to people that wanted to hang out, and I invited people to hang out and stuff like that. So that's kind of how I made friends. But if you have any other suggestions for making friends in a new place, definitely leave them below. Somebody asked, do you have any set goals or anything that you're really wanting to do in Korea? Yes, I have a really big goal right now, and I'm not going to like say what it is, sorry guys, but you probably will find out maybe in like the next month or so what that goal is. I have a really big goal that I'm working towards, and obviously like my big goal right now is just learning the language. It is so important to me that I work like every week towards learning more and more Korean, just because I'm living in this country and I don't want to rely on my translator and speaking English to people. So learning the language is like my biggest goal right now. The next question is, how did your family react when you told them you wanted to move? I actually did not think my parents were going to react as well as they did. I thought that they were going to be like, no, don't do it, don't go. And they were so supportive. So that was awesome that I didn't have to deal with any like rough patches there. I mean, my brother, he moved to Hawaii when he was in his early 20s. So my parents had kind of already dealt with one of their kids moving away. So I guess they were kind of like already accustomed to dealing with that situation. All right guys, so those are all the questions that I'm going to answer in this video. Once again, thank you so much if you asked a question. In my future Q&A, I will finish answering the questions that you guys asked and answer more that you leave on this video. But before I go, I kind of just wanted to give you guys like a 2-month summary and update on how I'm doing. And everything's good. I'm really happy, and every day it feels more and more like home. And it's funny because like part of me feels like I just got here, but then part of me feels like I've been here for so much longer than 2 months. And work is going well, and I'm really excited about the change of seasons, which is very unlike me. Usually I dread fall, but fall here has been beautiful. The weather's been amazing. I am exploring more, and I'm learning about new places, and I'm just doing tons of new stuff. So that's how I'm doing. I feel really lucky, and I'm sorry if this video felt kind of brief, but I just wanted to like give you guys this little 2-month life update. Once again, if there's any type of video you want me to do, whether it is sit down or vlog style, let me know in the comments or shoot me a DM on Instagram and I will add it to my list. But thank you guys so much for watching. I can't explain how much your support means to me. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye guys.